Here we are in week 2 for CET 266 Survey History in Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana. I wanted to update you with some information, make sure that you're all on the same page, and I see many of you have already started the assignment for week 2, which is a good thing. So I just wanted to go through things and make sure that everybody was okay with where we are. First off, on the announcement page, you'll see that material has been posted, so I'll always put up an announcement showing you when things have been posted. You'll also see in the next announcement that the books are in. The bookstore did confirm that they do have the books. The two that you definitely need for this particular course are the original Ohio Land Subdivisions Volume 3 of the final report. That is the Green Sherman book. And then the other one is the Early Indiana Trails and Surveys. With the Sherman book, you do want to get the map because that just makes it so much easier to tell what you're looking at and to see how Ohio was subdivided. The other two recommended texts, if you're also taking CET 251, you had to get those, or if you've already taken CET 251 or 252, you already have these books. And they do have quite a bit of history in them as well, so they can serve as supplemental material if you need to look or get additional information. Under course content, I want you to notice that as you go down, so past week 1 material, in week 1 you guys did the student introductions and everybody did their student introduction, so thank you, that was a good thing. I want you to go through, if you didn't read and see who's in the class, go ahead and look at the variety of backgrounds that we have that can contribute to our learning this semester. So everyone, if you've got something to contribute to what we're talking about or you have additional questions, please bring those into the course so that we can all benefit from the knowledge that we have and the backgrounds that we have. In week 2, you'll see that there was material that needs to be read, a couple of websites that you're going to visit, and then there is a participation assignment that has 3 different parts that you're going to do. On the course outline, it says that it's due Monday, September 12th. The 12th is not a Monday, it's September 10th, so that was a mistake on my part. If you guys need extra time, let me know, but try to keep on track because we're going to keep moving along. In week 2, you'll see that I've got lecture notes that you can read through. You can download these or you can print these out. You want to highlight them, pay attention to the information that's there. In the next one, there's additional notes that you can go through and take notes again, just like you're in class, because this is essentially your lecture material. The 2 websites that you're going to go to, Bureau of Land Management and General Land Office. If you notice, the General Land Office is part of the Bureau of Land Management. So as you're looking through these websites, there's a lot of valuable information. The videos that you watched last week came from the Bureau of Land Management, at least 2 of them did. So a lot of good information and historical information can be obtained through this particular agency. Class participation 2. So what you're going to do is you're going to visit the 2 websites above, and then there are 3 different posts that you're going to make on the discussion board. So you'll see part 1, you're going to look at some terminology. Part 2, you're going to look at the history. There's a timeline that you're going to go to and see what looks most interesting to you. And then post 3 things that you learned from the reading. The information that was on the website. So make sure that you post these. You do want to pay attention to what everybody else is putting on there as well. And I did ask you to reply to other people's posts. So the first one, just summarize the definitions. Do not put something on there that somebody already has. Then for the second part, for the events, you wanted to make sure that your post does not repeat someone else's event. And on number 3, it says to post 3 things you learned from reading the information given on the website and comment on at least 1 other student's posts, and do not repeat someone else's interesting facts. So you may want to post sooner than later so that you have an easier time putting information on these pages. Going back to the course content and week number 2, I do want to bring up the General Land Office information. I asked you to look up a document one of the patents and then also a survey plat so that you guys can see this if you've never seen them before and you're not using cursive and you're not using a lot of cursive and can't read it very well. This is something you may want to practice. So you'll notice over here that it automatically went to patents, and then you can also search by surveys and tract books. So if we were to go to, for instance, Ohio, and we went to Hamilton County, what we could do is just fill in that information and we can search the patents and we can get information. So these are all patents that we have. You'll notice where they're located. The greater Miami, between the Miamis. When you get into Sherman's book, all of this is going to make sense as far as where this information is. So if we go through and we look at the actual document, you can get in here and you can read it and you can see what it says. There's a lot of valuable information that you can find on these patents and the original survey notes. So don't discount what you might find. If you enlarge this, it makes it a whole lot easier to read. And as you go through it, you'll see the actual description. Further provision for the sale of the public lands for the east half of the southeast quarter of Section 6 of Township 1, Range 1 East, in the District of Cincinnati and State of Ohio, containing 79 acres and 81/100ths of an acre. So that's the description that they have. It's an aliquot part, and it doesn't need any more information than that. You go back to the original notes to see where this tract is actually located. Then the other thing we can look at with this is we can look at the plat and the related documents. So if we go to surveys, we can find it and the plat image. And so here is the actual plat that you have. Now the actual plat, when you look at it and you read through this, I don't want to make it that big, there's always a drawing. It's always going to have a scale. It should have a north arrow somewhere on here. Doesn't look like they've got that on here where we can see it. But meanders of Garrison's Island in Section 27, and then this township and range, beginning at the foot there, or actually that may be post thereof, where there appears to have been the outlet of a bayou or slough, now mainly filled up. Thence it gives you the bearing and it gives you the distance. All of these distances are going to be in chains. So that's how you're going to get that. And then there's a descriptor if there is additional information that they're going to have that. So the information you can read through, and you can look at different plats that might be available to you. So that's what I wanted you to look at, is see these original documents. They should also be located at your local courthouses if you're getting information there. So this is what you get to do for week number 2 if you haven't done it already. If you have done it, you may want to make some modifications, or for sure read what other people have on here, because this is where you're going to get additional information and have an opportunity to learn from your classmates that are also taking this class. As far as your lecture for week 3, I will post that information for Monday, and we will start in the Sherman book. So please make sure that you have your Sherman book for Monday so that you can do next week's assignment. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.